There are hundreds of tutorials and blogs telling you the best way to find cheap wonder kids on Football Manager, but we're going to be really honest with you, we're getting a bit bored of those. See, at FM Immortal, we pride ourselves on at least trying to be original. Maybe that's why we have the highest subscriber to view ratio of any FM YouTuber, or maybe it's just the Natasha Bedingfield memes. Anyway, in this video, we've got 3 ways that we think you've never seen before that'll help you find your next favourite players in FM, not necessarily just the Wonder Kids, but rather people like Arnie that will slot right into your team and hit the ground running. Now, this is all above board, there's no in-game editor reliance here, it'll all work at practically any level as well, and as usual, it's all time-stamped. Short, sharp and sweet. Let's rock. Tip 1, and this is to use the club rankings to inform you who the best team neighbouring your club actually is at the moment, and then hunt for their unhappy stars. This one is all about combining this feature then, where you can view your own club's world ranking position, whatever your level, with a simple index on who's most likely to be stealable from clubs around you. The idea being that if you need players now and you don't want to faff around with all the will they, won't they back and forth, then targeting players from clubs your team is ever so slightly more reputable than and who currently aren't enjoying their promised playing time, it's a simple trick then that will help you get players at your level, probably on a cut price deal as well. One thing I'd add to this though is that if you are in the market for a forward in January, I'd encourage you to look for unhappy players at levels above your club as well. Go for a 6-month loan deal for the rest of the season with a staggering option to buy clause that you never intend on paying, and get a striker firing on all cylinders who's looking to prove a point, just as we did with Jean Duran in this video here, which we'll link at the end. Tip 2 then, and at this point in the list, the average FM YouTuber would normally be telling you to look out for the expiring contracts, snapping people up on the 30th of December, or if you're playing in the Premier League, around the 30th of May. But that's yesterday's news. Like we said, we're trying to keep things original in this one, however we are going to recycle the heck out of the next tip. Yes, when it comes to poaching youth prospects in this game, we've talked about this several times already, but it's honestly the one bit of advice that nobody seems to know about, so if you haven't seen any of our videos before, this one's a treat just for you. If you want to steal the best talent from the academies around you, there are 2 things you need to know. 1, when do clubs actually sign up their youngsters? Now this will vary from league to league, but we've got your back here. So on screen right now you can see a quick and handy guide as to the dates you should look out for when youth prospects are signing their professional contracts. And the second point is that there is one massive giveaway in this game as to how good another club's youngsters really are, and it's their salaries. You can spend hours poring over the best academies in the world. You can assign scouts left, right and centre to see which up-and-coming stars are emanating from the Barcelona Bees or the Sporting Lisbons, or anywhere in South America basically. But a surefire way to separate the wheat from the chaff is to sort on salary, and you can usually see this without any scouting whatsoever. It's one of the follies of FM, if I'm honest with you. There's usually a disparate amount of money getting thrown at the Wonder Kids, and if you time it right with those dates that we just shared with you, you can combine this knowledge with the perfect poaching of a prospect from a rival or renowned youth setup, and Bob's your uncle. Tip 3 then, and it's all about recruitment focuses. They are the best way of creating a constant flow of whatever you're looking for, and we expect that this will sustain in FM25 too. They've honestly gone from strength to strength with the features that you can bake into these things. The depth and specificity of a recruitment focus in Football Manager has never been better. Now everyone and their mums has the Wonder Kid recruitment default focus activated by now.
Who? Farmers? Who else? Farmers' mums.
So we're going to move straight into how you can maintain a better balance in your squads, maybe even hit that optimal squad setup, essentially insuring yourself for big player departures. At the end of each season then, or maybe at the point in the season when you're shown how many players are in the last year of their contract, I want you to start noting who it is that would leave a massive hole in your team if they fucked off to Saudi Arabia. Then I want you to look out for this little option in the bottom left when you're setting up a new recruitment focus. A replacement for ... So set 4 or 5 of these up a season for whomever your top 3 players are, and then maybe 1 or 2 players who you're expecting might leave in the next 18 months. Then, as recommendations flow through to your inbox throughout the season, add those recommendations to a shortlist and then uncheck that keep me up to date button. You do want to maximise how many players your scouts can get around to by freeing up a little bit more of their time, and keep your shortlist healthy. This is a pretty straightforward tip, I know, but it's one that I think is completely overlooked, and it's probably the easiest way to sustain your squads. It ensures that you're never caught pants down when an influential member of your team sods off for more money, and it builds those all-important shortlists that will prompt those helpful emails, such as when a player is unhappy or entering the last year of their contract. All told, I think these 3 tips are my personal favourites for finding players that I can put to immediate use. Maybe not so much for the first team in tip 2, but if you're trying to build your squad to have more of those players who are developed at club for European competitions, for instance, I think that's a really vital one. Look, we've talked a lot about how we hope to be giving out original tips in this video, and we're going to put our neck on the line here. But if you think any of these tips are not FM Immortal certified fresh, then comment below where you think you've seen them before, and for each unoriginal tip I can verify, the first commenter will receive a pre-order code for FM25. Right you are, we've got a couple more videos to make over the Christmas break, so we're going to go make those. Thanks for watching until the end, hope you enjoyed it, and until next time my friends, adios.